Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES. Let's get to the news now, folks. We're all buzzing about the Eagles and what's happening behind the scenes as the new season approaches. The Philadelphia Eagles, a team that's been riding high in recent seasons, has faced its share of challenges, especially when it comes to roster health and depth at key positions. And right now, one of the biggest stories that's catching everyone's attention is the injury update on their backup quarterback, Tanner Mckee. You see, Mckee, who's been seen as a promising young talent behind Jalen Hurts, suffered a fractured thumb during a recent training camp practice last week. That injury, as minor as it might sound in the grand scheme of things, could have serious implications for the Eagles' plans for Week 1 and beyond. NFL insider Ian Rappaport was the first to break the news, and what he revealed is that Mckee's injury will bring his availability for Week 1 into question. Now, I know what you're thinking, right? How critical is this for the Eagles? Well, the backup quarterback position isn't just about holding a clipboard and waiting for your turn. It's about having someone ready to step in and keep the offense ticking, especially when Jalen Hurts needs a breather or, worst-case scenario, gets injured during a game. But here's the interesting part. The Athletic's Brooks Kubina reports that Mckee isn't expected to go on injured reserve, which is a huge relief. For those who don't follow NFL roster rules closely, that means Mckee might not be out for the entire first stretch of the season. The injured reserve typically mandates a player miss at least 4 games, but the fact that he's not expected to land there suggests the Eagles might be optimistic about his recovery timeline. Still, it's not all smooth sailing. The team had been listing Mckee simply as having a finger injury on their official injury report, with head coach Nick Sirianni being somewhat vague when asked about his status. Now, let's pause for a moment and really understand what this means. For the first time, we get some clarity about Mckee's injury. It's a fractured thumb, but it's described as not a major injury, since it's just the top of the thumb that's affected. That's a crucial detail because it indicates that the injury, while painful and certainly limiting in the short term, isn't expected to sideline him for the entire season. It's a setback, no doubt, but not a season-ending or career-threatening injury. This brings us to the bigger picture. The Eagles have been building a competitive roster, aiming for another deep playoff run, and the backup quarterback position has become more prominent than ever. With Jalen Hurts firmly established as the franchise quarterback, the backup role is more about ensuring stability and readiness in case of emergency. Now, Mckee's injury potentially opens the door for Sam Howell, who was acquired in a trade that raised quite a few eyebrows earlier this offseason. Many fans wondered about the reasoning behind bringing Howell in, considering the Eagles already have Hurts, but now we see that Howell's role is becoming even more vital. Rappaport mentions that the Sam Howell trade likely would have happened anyway, which makes sense. Howell, a talented passer, was seen as a valuable insurance policy or even a future starter, and with Mckee's injury, his presence on the roster becomes even more significant. Howell is expected to serve as the backup to Hurts during the season, stepping in when needed and acting as the emergency third quarterback on game days. This kind of depth is essential, especially in a league where injuries are almost inevitable, and the Eagles know that they need reliable options behind Jalen Hurts to stay competitive. Now, it's interesting to reflect on how the Eagles have been approaching this season overall. They've been aggressive in the offseason, making strategic moves to bolster their roster, including trading for Howell and adding depth at other positions. The quarterback room, in particular, is shaping up to be one of the most pivotal areas. With Hurts leading the charge, the team's offensive scheme has been built around his dual-threat ability, but having a solid backup plan, especially with Howell's skill set, provides some peace of mind. Think about the potential scenarios. If Hurts were to get injured or miss a game, Howell's familiarity with the offense and his experience in different game situations make him a capable stand-in. And that's exactly why the Eagles invested in him this offseason. They see Howell as a player who can step up when needed, and his trade from Washington was a clear sign of the team's confidence in his talent. But back to Mckee, what does this mean for him personally? Well, the young quarterback has shown promise in offseason workouts and in some of the limited action he's seen in training camp and preseason. Fans have been excited about his potential, especially given his size, arm strength, and ability to process defenses. It's always tough for a young player to face setbacks like this, but as long as the injury isn't severe, there's a good chance he'll be back in action sooner rather than later. The Eagles' medical staff and coaching staff are known for their meticulous approach to player health, and they'll be doing everything possible to get Mckee back on the field without risking further injury. This situation also shines a light on the importance of depth in an NFL roster. The Eagles, like many top teams, understand that injuries are part of the game. Building a roster that can withstand those hits is what separates contenders from pretenders. The fact that Mckee isn't expected to miss a large chunk of the season and that Howell is ready to step in if needed gives the Eagles a level of flexibility that could be crucial as they push toward the playoffs. Looking ahead, fans are naturally curious about how this will affect the team's offensive chemistry and overall game plan. Jalen Hurts remains the unquestioned leader and the focal point of the offense. His ability to make plays with his legs and arm has been a game changer for Philadelphia, and the coaching staff will undoubtedly continue to tailor their schemes to maximize his strengths. But having Howell as a reliable backup means the Eagles can maintain their offensive rhythm even if Hurts needs a breather or gets sidelined temporarily. And let's not forget the importance of the coaching staff, especially head coach Nick Sirianni. He's known for his innovative offensive schemes and his ability to adapt on the fly. The injury to Mckee may have been a minor concern initially, but Sirianni and his team are well-versed in managing adversity. They've faced tough situations before, and this is just another chapter in their quest for another deep playoff run. They'll be monitoring Mckee's recovery closely and making sure that the young quarterback is given every opportunity to return to full health as quickly as possible. From a broader perspective, the NFC East remains one of the most competitive divisions in the league. The Cowboys, Giants, and Commanders are all formidable opponents, but the Eagles have established themselves as one of the top teams in the NFL over the past few seasons. Their combination of a potent offense, led by Hurts, and a stout defense has kept them in the Super Bowl conversation. So every injury update, every roster move, every strategic decision has ripple effects that could influence the division standings and playoff seeding. In terms of expectations for the Eagles this year, fans are optimistic but also aware of the challenges ahead. Jalen Hurts is entering his prime, and the team's offensive line is among the best in the league, providing him with time and space to operate. The addition of talented receivers and a solid defense only enhances their chances. But injuries, especially at key positions like quarterback, can throw a wrench into those plans. That's why the depth at backup quarterback is so critical. It's not just about having someone to take snaps, it's about maintaining the rhythm, the confidence, and the identity of the team. The Eagles' front office and coaching staff have been meticulous in their planning. They're known for their strategic approach to roster building, and this situation with Mckee highlights the importance of having versatile and prepared backups. It also underscores the importance of player health and recovery. The medical team will be working tirelessly to ensure Mckee's thumb heals properly, and the hope is that he can rejoin the team soon, ready to contribute down the stretch. Now, I want to shift a little and talk about the broader implications. The fact that Mckee's injury isn't expected to keep him out for a long period is great news for fans. It means the Eagles can focus on other aspects of their game while monitoring his progress. It also means Howell's role as the backup is solidified. Giving the team a reliable plan, this kind of depth and resilience, is what separates championship teams from the rest. And remember, the NFL is a league of adaptability. Teams that can adjust on the fly, manage injuries effectively, and keep their core players healthy are often the ones that reach the ultimate goal, the Super Bowl. The Eagles have shown this ability in recent years, and this season, they're aiming to do it again. The injury situation with Mckee might be a small hurdle, but it's also an opportunity for Howell to prove himself and for the entire team to demonstrate their resilience and depth. Looking forward, fans should keep a close eye on how Mckee progresses in his recovery. If everything goes well, we could see him back on the field sooner than expected, which would be a huge boost for the team's future. Meanwhile, Howell's involvement provides a layer of security, and his experience in managing NFL defenses makes him a valuable asset during this critical period. In conclusion, the Eagles are navigating a key moment in their season. Their quarterback room, always a focus for fans and analysts alike, is getting tested early. But the organization's focus on depth, health, and smart decision-making gives us reason to be optimistic. The team's resilience and ability to adapt will be on display as they prepare for their first games of the season. And with Jalen Hurts leading the charge, supported by Howell and the promising young Tanner Mckee, the Eagles are still very much in the hunt for another Super Bowl run. So, Eagles fans, stay tuned, keep that passion alive, and remember, football is a game of resilience. The road to the championship is always filled with obstacles, but with a strong roster and a committed coaching staff, the Eagles are more than ready to face whatever comes their way. The season has just begun, and there's still so much to look forward to. Now, let's see how this injury saga unfolds, and how the Eagles' depth chart shapes up as we gear up for what promises to be an exciting NFL season. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Philadelphia Eagles news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think Mckee will return quickly enough to be a factor in the early part of the season? How confident are you in Howell stepping in if needed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Philadelphia Eagles community. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see how this season unfolds for our beloved team. Keep the faith, stay passionate, and as always, go Birds.